the clock ran out from last Saturday, and if we didn't want the fight, we still wouldn't be negotiating. We want this fight. We're going to give him every opportunity to put this fight on in June or July. But if he doesn't fight in June, if they can't put it on in June or July, we're going to fight anyway, with or without AJ. And we've made this quite clear to these people from the word off. We're just sitting tight, waiting for the contracts, what say, venues and dates, and we will bam, sign and box. We're ready to go. We don't need a long training camp. We can go within the next 4 or 5 weeks.
Those are the words, the new words of John Fury. And John Fury states that, hey, we're ready to go. If we didn't want to fight, we didn't want the fight to happen, we wouldn't still be here. He said the date actually ran out last Saturday, I guess that's the Saturday just passed. But he says he's going to give them every opportunity to make the fight happen. And as soon as it happens with the date and the venue, we'll sign the dotted line. We don't need the time. As you guys heard, as well as I just did, this is what was said from John Fury. So obviously now, to get this out of the way, John Fury does have a lot of pull. I mean, he talks a good game if he don't. But he's saying we will sign. So that means, hey, he is a part of we, Team Fury, right? So I think this is probably the best interview, or the most positive interview, should I say, that I've seen John Fury talk about in regards to the super fight, the mega fight, the undisputed all British fight that I've ever heard since. And it does sound good, but I hope he holds his word to it. I just wonder how long and why did it take him this long to start talking this positivity. I mean, don't get me wrong, better late than never. But at the end of the day, I think, him saying that, it kind of puts people at ease, especially for the people that's actually trying to get this shit done. Okay? Because believe it or not, there's a lot of people that don't want this fight. This fight has been talked about being boycotted because of previous engagements of Tyson Fury, so would-be engagements with Tyson Fury. And because of that, we've heard people talking about boycotting the fight. They're just haters of boxing. The people that want to do that, the haters of boxing. But the fight has to be made first, understandably. So you got to actually want to hate on something that's actually happening in order to have the energy to hate on it. Counterpunch. So first we have to get this fight off the ground. And I think what's happening with John Fury, he's got in a situation where it's got back to him that he may seem like he's talking too negative for a side that actually wants the event to happen. So I think this may be a response to those type of accusations. Okay, so because a lot of people can easily doubt, like, yo, you don't even really need this. Like, do you really want this, or you just talking shit like you want this? We've seen this happen before. It has happened before. Fighters say they want fights and swear and claim and believe and lie and all this type of stuff, and it come to mention it, they are already in negotiation with someone else. They had already chose. I'm talking about Wilder. Yes, I am, because it happened. I just employ Tyson Fury not to go down that same path, because it won't be too good for him. His stock will drop. AJ's stock will rise, but it will slow the progress of someone like that down, because he could have fought Alexander Usyk and had a mega fight with him, unless a great mandatory. A very interesting fight with a smaller, quicker, more skillful person in the heavyweight division that entered himself and claims to make a stake in the heavyweight division. So we could have been looking at that rather than Tyson Fury with the WBC belt, wondering if he's not going to fight Deontay Wilder. One day he says he'll never fight him. Another day he says, you know what, all sticks and stones, things are forgiven. I'll fight him. That's the best fight. So it's been a lot of contradictions. And on top of that, you don't hear anything positive towards Team Fury until now. Okay, so at least John Fury is like, hey, we want this fight. Don't get it twisted. Despite all the shit you see spewing out of my mouth of negativity, we still want the fight. I think that was worth the confirmation. So to counterpunch John Fury, I'm glad he actually did that. I just hope he means it. Because, you know, again, I hear bullshit every day. So you might hear a side that says, hey, we really want it, but then I'm going to give you secretly another day, and then we really won't want it. Oh, we really wanted it, but we've moved on. So if that's, you know, a lot of people do that. This is boxing. They do that shit all the time. Because what's to stop Team Fury now for start looking at fighters that could actually be thrown in there with them? Okay, and then the guy talking about we're going to fight AJ or without AJ, they want a tune-up fight. So they're really making it known, hey, if we don't fight AJ, we're going to take a tune-up fight. So basically, they're going to play catch-up in regards to the activity to Tyson Fury, to put him in there with somebody that, hey, you can destroy. You just need to get your feeling back and the rust off and see how you can react with this particular fighter, this journeyman, this nobody, this particular person that we're putting in to actually make him look good. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about John Fury saying that we are ready to go. We're ready to sign the dotted line. We will give you every opportunity each and every time. Bars. And if we didn't want it, we wouldn't be still here. You guys tell me what you think about John Fury's statement. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.